Oh, Italy. The name itself is like a little song, isn't it? It conjures up the most wonderful images. Think of golden sunshine warming ancient stones. Imagine the delicious scent of lemons and fresh basil carried on a gentle breeze. Picture yourself sitting at a small table, a perfect cup of coffee in hand, watching the world go by with such style and grace. Italy is not just a country. It is a feeling, a grand and beautiful emotion that captures your heart and simply refuses to let go. It's a place where every corner turned reveals another postcard-perfect scene, each one more breathtaking than the last. It is a land of passion, of history, and of astonishing beauty. For centuries, this remarkable peninsula has been a destination for dreamers, artists, and adventurers. It is a place that has been painted, written about, and sung about more times than one can count. And for very good reason, my darlings. The sheer variety of it all is simply staggering. And so, I want to take you on a little journey with me. Let's pack our imaginary bags and set off to explore some of the most stunning places this country has to offer. We won't rush. We'll take our time, just as the Italians do. This isn't just a list of places, it is an invitation. An invitation to dream, to wonder, and to perhaps, just perhaps, plan a little adventure of your very own. Come along. It's going to be simply marvelous. Let the journey begin. Our first stop is a place that seems spun from pure fantasy. Venice. A city built on water, a magnificent, impossible dream. There are no cars here, no roads as we know them. Instead, there are canals, a shimmering network of waterways that crisscross the city like liquid streets. The gentle splash of an oar, the chugging of a water taxi, the beautiful song of a gondolier echoing under a stone bridge. It is utterly unique in all the world. Getting lost in its labyrinth of narrow alleys and tiny bridges is not a mistake. It is the whole point. It's how you discover its true, hidden heart. Imagine stepping out of your hotel directly onto a water-lapped stone step, a sleek black gondola waiting to whisk you away. As you glide along, you pass magnificent palaces with grand facades slowly crumbling in romantic decay. They rise from the green water, their reflections dance on the surface. While a gondola ride is classic, I urge you to take a traghetto. Larger, less ornate gondolas used by locals to cross the Grand Canal where there are no bridges. It costs only a couple of euros. You stand up and rock gently with the waves alongside Venetian commuters. For that brief moment, you are not a tourist. You are part of the city's daily rhythm. It's a tiny, authentic experience that gives you a completely different perspective on this magical, floating world. It's simply brilliant. From the watery wonderland of Venice, we travel south into the heart of Tuscany, to a city that is a living, breathing museum. Welcome to Florence, the birthplace of the Renaissance. This is where artistic genius exploded, changing the world forever. Walking through its streets is like stepping back into the 15th century. You can almost hear the chisel of Michelangelo or the swish of Leonardo da Vinci's paintbrush. The entire city is a treasure chest, overflowing with some of the most important art and architecture ever created. It is a place that fills you with a profound sense of awe and wonder at what humanity is capable of achieving. The city is dominated by the magnificent Duomo, Filippo Brunelleschi's architectural marvel. Its colossal red-tiled dome is an icon of the Florentine skyline, a masterpiece of engineering that still baffles experts today. But Florence is not just about the grand and the famous. It is also a city of artisans, of leather workers, paper makers, and chefs who treat their ingredients with the same reverence that a painter treats their pigments. You can wander through the Oltrarno district, on the other side of the river, and peek into tiny workshops where craftsmen are busy at their trade, using skills passed down through generations. For a truly special experience in Florence, I suggest you climb to the Piazzale Michelangelo at sunset. It's a bit of a walk, I'll admit, but my goodness, it is worth every single step. From this terrace, you have the most breathtaking panoramic view of the entire city. As the sun begins to dip below the horizon, it bathes Florence in a warm golden light. The Duomo, the Ponte Vecchio, and the Arno River all glow as if lit from within. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated magic. Now, our journey takes us to the grand dame of them all, the Eternal City. Ah, Rome, a city where history is not confined to museums but is alive and breathing on every street corner. It is glorious, chaotic, utterly captivating here. 2,000 years of history collide with modern life. You can be sipping a cappuccino in a trendy cafe one moment and the next, you are standing before the Colosseum, the immense amphitheater where gladiators once fought for their lives. A sprawling metropolis with an endlessly fascinating story to tell. Walking through Rome is like peeling back the layers of a magnificent ancient onion. You start in the heart of the Roman Forum, the sprawling ruins. You can almost hear the roar of the crowds and the impassioned speeches of senators. Then you wander over to the Pantheon, my absolute favorite, with its incredible unsupported dome and the single oculus open to the heavens. When it rains, the water falls in a perfect column to the floor below. It is a work of pure genius. The one thing you simply must do in Rome is to wake up very early, before the city truly stirs. Make your way to the Trevi Fountain just as the sun is rising. At this hour, the crowds have vanished. It is just you, the gentle sound of the cascading water and the magnificent statues, bathed in the soft morning light. Toss a coin over your shoulder. Legend says it ensures your return to Rome. In that quiet, magical moment, you will understand why this city is called eternal. Let's leave the magnificent chaos of the city behind and head south to a place where mountains plunge dramatically into a sea of impossible blue. This, my darlings, is the Amalfi Coast. It is pure, unadulterated glamour and natural beauty. The coastline is a breathtaking series of towering cliffs, hidden coves, terraced villages that seem to defy gravity. A single winding road snakes its way along the coast, offering up one heart-stopping view after another. The air here is thick with the scent of lemon groves and blooming bougainvillea. It is a landscape so beautiful, so dramatic, it almost feels like a film set. The towns of the Amalfi Coast are like a string of precious jewels Positano, a cascade of pastel-colored houses tumbling down the cliffside to a chic, pebbled beach. Life on the Amalfi Coast is lived outdoors. Long, lazy lunches on sun-drenched terraces. Fresh seafood, simply prepared, drizzled with local olive oil and lemon juice. For a truly unforgettable experience, walk the path of the gods. Sentiero degli Dei. Ancient mule path high above the coast between Bomerano and Nocelle. The name is no exaggeration. Godlike views of the peninsula and Capri in the distance. Terraced vineyards, grazing goats, ancient stone ruins. A walk both exhilarating and deeply peaceful. It connects you to the raw, untamed beauty of this incredible coastline. Now, let us journey across the water to the largest island in the Mediterranean. This is Sicily, a place with a soul all its own. It is a land of incredible contrasts, a crossroads of civilizations for thousands of years. Greeks, Romans, Arabs, Normans creating a rich and complex tapestry of culture, architecture, and cuisine. Sicily is not quite Italy. It is something more, something wilder and more intense. Fiery volcanoes, ancient temples standing proudly under the sun markets that explode with color, sound, and life. It is absolutely intoxicating. The history here is simply staggering. You can visit the Valley of the Temples in Agrigento, or you can explore the ancient Roman mosaics at the Villa Romana del Casale, which are so detailed and vibrant they look as if they were created yesterday. Then there is the glorious city of Palermo, Arab Norman architecture, bustling street markets, grand crumbling palazzos. Sicily wears its history everywhere, on every surface. The one special thing you must do in Sicily is to visit a local food market. It is an absolute assault on the senses in the most wonderful way possible. The vendors shout, selling their wares with theatrical flair. The stalls are piled high with glistening fish, mountains of colorful fruits and vegetables and local cheeses. Spices in sacks and jars, panel frying in a pan, arancini being formed and fried, fresh squeezed orange juice poured into a glass. It is the vibrant, beating heart of Sicilian life. Let's travel back north to the beautiful Italian Riviera, to a place that looks like it has been plucked straight from a painter's canvas. This is the Cinque Terre, which means the five lands. Monterosso al Mare, Vernazza, Cornelia, Manarola, Rio Maggiore. These tiny hamlets are wedged into small coves or perched atop sheer cliffs, their houses painted in every shade of lemon, ochre, and terracotta. They are connected by a railway line that burrows through the cliffs and by a series of ancient footpaths that offer the most spectacular views. For centuries, these villages were almost completely isolated, accessible only by sea or by mule tracks. This isolation is what has preserved their unique charm and character. There are very few cars here, giving the villages a peaceful old-world atmosphere. Life moves at a slower pace. You can watch the local fishermen mending their nets in the tiny harbors or see elderly residents tending to their terraced vineyards, which cling to the impossibly steep hillsides. These vineyards produce the local white wine and the sweet, delicious Cinque Terre. Monterosso, largest with a sandy beach. Vernazza, natural harbor and ancient watchtower. Corniglia, high on a promontory, quieter with stunning views. Manarola, a cascade of bright colors down to the sea. The most special thing to do here is hike the Blue Trail. Some sections close after landslides, but the open parts are breathtaking. The path winds through terraced vineyards and olive groves, the Ligurian Sea at your side. The Vernazza to Monterosso stretch is particularly stunning. You climb high above the village, and when you look back, Vernazza's harbor is unforgettable. It's a bit of a workout, but the reward is a sense of accomplishment and views that are pure poetry. From the dramatic coast, we now venture inland to the gentle, undulating heart of Tuscany. This is the Val d'Orcia, a landscape so perfectly beautiful and harmonious, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is the Tuscany of your dreams, the one you have seen in Renaissance paintings and countless photographs. It is a landscape of soft, rolling hills, sometimes green with spring wheat, sometimes golden and parched under the summer sun. Dotted across this landscape are solitary cypress trees, winding country roads, and charming hilltop towns that have remained unchanged for centuries. It is a place of profound peace and serenity. The light in the Val d'Orcia is simply magical, especially in the early morning and late afternoon. It seems to have a soft, golden quality that makes everything look more beautiful. As the sun moves across the sky, it creates long, dark shadows that accentuate the curves of the hills, making the landscape look like a piece of velvet fabric. This is a place to be enjoyed slowly. You must simply drive, or even better, cycle, along the winding roads, stopping whenever the mood strikes. It's not about rushing from one town to the next. It's about savoring the journey itself. The towns in this region are just as enchanting as the landscape. Pienza, Montalcino, Montepulciano. The one special experience you must have in the Val d'Orcia is to find the tiny chapel of the Madonna di Vitelletta. This solitary little chapel stands on a small hill between Pienza and San Quirico d'Orcia, flanked by 2 rows of cypress trees. It is perhaps the most photographed and iconic image of Tuscany. To see it in person is a truly special moment. As you get closer, with the magnificent rolling hills all around you, you feel a sense of stillness and perfect beauty that is hard to describe. For our final destination, we travel to the far north of Italy, to a mountain range so unique and breathtaking, it seems almost otherworldly. These are the Dolomites, also known as the Pale Mountains. They are completely different from any other part of the Alps. Their peaks are made of a special type of rock that gives them a pale, almost white appearance during the day. But the real magic happens at sunrise and sunset. The mountains catch the light and blush with the most incredible shades of pink, orange, fiery red, a phenomenon the locals call enrosadera. It is one of nature's most spectacular shows. This region is a paradise for anyone who loves the great outdoors. In the summer, the green valleys are covered in wildflowers and the air is crisp and clean. It is a wonderland for hikers, with trails for every ability, from gentle walks around pristine alpine lakes to challenging climbs up to the jagged peaks. You can spend your days walking through fragrant pine forests, having picnics in lush meadows, and listening to the cheerful sound of cowbells. It is a place that invigorates you, that fills your lungs with fresh air and your soul with awe at the sheer scale and majesty of nature. The culture here is also fascinating, a unique blend of Italian and Austrian traditions. The single most special sight to see in the Dolomites is Lago di Braies, or Pragsur Wild Sea. This emerald green lake is nestled at the foot of a towering, sheer mountain wall and surrounded by dark green forests. The water is so clear and still that it perfectly reflects the dramatic peaks above it. You can rent a simple wooden rowboat and paddle out into the middle of the lake. As you float there in the silence, surrounded by such immense and pristine beauty, you feel a sense of peace that is absolute. And so, our little journey across this magnificent country comes to an end. From the impossible romance of Venice's canals to the sun-drenched hills of Tuscany and the majestic peaks of the Dolomites, we have seen just a whisper of what Italy has to offer. We have stood before ancient wonders, wandered through painted villages, and gazed upon landscapes that have inspired artists for centuries. Each place holds its own magic, its own story, its own special invitation to slow down and truly see the beauty that surrounds us. Italy, you see, is not just a place you visit. It is a place you feel with all of your heart. It is a country that reminds us of the importance of beauty in our lives. Beauty in art, in nature, in a perfectly crafted meal, in a simple, kind gesture. It is a place that encourages passion and embraces life with open arms. The Italians have a wonderful phrase, il dolce far niente, which means the sweetness of doing nothing. It is a concept we could all learn from. It is about the pleasure of being idle, of savoring the moment without any pressure to be productive. It's about sitting in a sunny piazza, feeling the warmth on your face, and simply being present. Perhaps this journey has sparked a little something in you. A flicker of curiosity, a desire to see these places with your own eyes. Perhaps you are already imagining the taste of real gelato, the sound of an opera singer in a tiny church, or the feeling of ancient cobblestones beneath your feet. That is the power of Italy. It plants a seed of a dream in your heart. It calls to the romantic, the adventurer, and the dreamer in all of us. It is a story waiting for you to step into it and write your own chapter. So I invite you to dream.